We just picked up another load of produce for free. It's something that reduces our feed bill significantly and makes our hens happy. Just want to temp this pile real quick, see if you got any heat in it. Yeah, it looks to be somewhere around.
Oh, see that? Those would have made good banana nut bread.
150.
Papaya, pears.
Yep, squash and nectarines and sweet potato.
Banana.
Strawberry. And this is just the first box, and they seem
orange.
To be very interested.
Some onion.
It's been really important for us to be able to establish relationships with local entities. We have a relationship with a food bank, with a couple of supermarkets, a restaurant, delicatessen. And what that really does is it goes to helping cut down food costs for the livestock that we have. These hens are able to enjoy all of this excess material that would be discarded or thrown away, and it's a real shame when stuff like this isn't being repurposed and utilized. Really nothing wrong with any of this. There's basil in here, there's grapes, there's papaya, there's limes, there's lemons, there's bananas, broccoli, apples, about everything that you could imagine. There's blackberries, there's blueberries. What these hens don't decide to eat, it's just going to decompose and become compost. A lot of times we'll use this material for feeding pigs as well. Cilantro, parsley, we never turn it down because sometimes you don't wind up getting it, and other times there's an overabundance of it. But it never goes to waste when you have a composting operation. I feel very fortunate to be able to get this sort of material, and these hens are more than happy to indulge. Tomatoes and pears, grapefruit, but everything you can imagine is in here. Here's some salad mix, pineapple and different kinds of melons. That just got a little bit beyond the due date, and these hens are not going to turn their nose up at it. What they really like actually is the watermelon. That seems to be their favorite meal of choice, is a watermelon. They go for this like no other. This and corn, ears of corn, they really do love. The flock that's over on the other side, I'm going to go ahead and make them up a little care package so that they'll get an opportunity to start developing a taste for this, because soon enough they're going to be brought into this yard. They'll be brought in from the pasture that they're on, and then they'll be integrated into this flock with the rest of these birds. And it won't take them very long to realize what they've got here. But yeah, it's just like I said, you name it, it's in here. Carrots and different types of squash and strawberries. Yesterday was a day filled with berries. We brought in just blackberries and blueberries. More avocado, cucumbers. Getting some of that. Expired salad in a sack. You know, what this allows me to do is to cut their food back substantially. I only feed these birds 1/8 of a pound per bird per day. That's all the ration that they get from the feed that I buy from the mill. And so the rest of their food is derived from within this yard or while they're out on pasture. They're going to be foraging for their food, and there's a tremendous amount of food in here, not only the stuff that we just brought in, but all of these piles are laden with the worms and soil life that they like to hunt and forage for on a daily basis. This sort of regimen just really gives them a lot of actual enjoyment. It gives them a lot of opportunity to eat the things that they want to eat. And we don't hold anything back from them. Everything that's a food scrap comes into this yard. All of the foods that a lot of times they say not to feed chickens, we feed them to chickens. They're very adept at knowing what will or will not make them sick. We give them that opportunity to sample everything and make a determination for themselves what they like to eat. But the difference is that we also give them choice. We give them plenty of opportunities to choose other things. And chickens are smart enough to know what they like, what's good for them, and what they need. And it just works well for these hens. They're very happy. They don't develop health issues. They have a very well-balanced and complete menu from which to derive their nutrition. Not a recommendation of what you should do. This is just an opportunity to see what it is that we do here on our farm. Take some of this over onto the other side and let those other chickens see what they've been missing out on. See if we can't get them introduced into the chicken yard buffet. I think you did all right. Another day. Every now and then I'll put some vegetable scraps in with these worms that I have here. And what they do is they travel in and out of this bucket through these holes. During the summer months when it gets hot, they migrate out of this bucket and go deeper into the deep soil into this raised bed. And then in the fall, winter, and spring, they return to consume whatever I leave behind them. And typically what I feed them is just the weeds that I pull out of these raised beds and maybe a little coffee grounds. But today I'm going to hook them up with some of the spoils from what we've been getting from the supermarket recently, and I'm sure they will very much appreciate that. A little pear, a little papaya, tomato, a little bit of cabbage, some lettuce, sweet potato, and a bit of coffee grounds, and they will just have a grand old time. Cover that back up with the weeds. A few wood chips on top. And we'll see you next time. Good to go. So it's been about 10 days since I added the bulk of that material to these piles. And I wanted to give you a little progress report. Most of the material is well on its way to breaking down. Here's looks to be an onion that's in a stage of decomposition. This right here is looks to be a lemon. Yep, smells just like a lemon. All this material will just be incorporated into this and will become eventually very rich and fertile compost that I'll be able to use on the property. If you like this sort of content, please consider subscribing to the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.